In this definitely not my last video about combat, let's explore the issues of combat in survival Minecraft. They can be summarized in one simple question. Do you play long-term survival Minecraft to fight something? The answer is probably not. If you would want PvE, you would play Deep Rock Galactic, Man vs Machine, or Vault Hunters, a PvE-focused Minecraft mod pack. That's not to say we couldn't enjoy PvE in Minecraft or it never fits. We'll get there. Here is what a typical gameplay loop in a long-term survival world looks like. Planning, resource collection, building, and using. It might be a redstone contraption, a literal farm, or just a nice looking house. So, where should we put PvE into this cycle? If people would want PvE when using their buildings, they wouldn't mob-proof everything. They wouldn't make videos about issues with lighting, and they wouldn't universally celebrate the 118 buff to mob-proofing with light. Fighting mobs while building is also unwanted, because it gets in the way of, well, building! Resource collection is by far the most fitting activity to fight monsters, but people often launch Minecraft to chill and relax. Mining like this is very different from mining like this. But we cannot just yeet combat out of the game. After all, it adds a lot to speedruns, early survival, and countless mini-games and events. It's mostly the long-term survival Minecraft where combat needs to be improved. So today, let's focus on that. But before we continue, the possibility of one getting expelled from a particular platform has been proven to be higher than ever, so I encourage you to follow me on Twitter, Reddit, GitHub, and anywhere else listed in my profile description. And most importantly, wait for me to figure out the mailing list. If anything, email is by far the most reliable communication channel. Here's my proposal. What if there would be a second, optional way to collect resources built entirely around fighting monsters, but mobs wouldn't be a factor in your normal gameplay loop? As proven by countless games, it can be fun to fight the same cast of monsters over and over again, but you need progression and diversity in the player's arsenal and skill to keep it fresh. So, I suggest to add a dedicated PvE loop built on obtaining more combat power, armor, weapons, combat abilities, and utility tools to face harder and harder combat challenges, and of course, more difficult challenges so that your skill can also improve over time. While you can't have it as an enclosed system, you can give it an extra purpose and meaning if it would occasionally spit out items and resources typically obtained through the main gameplay loop. This would give players a reason to at least try the combat loop in the first place, similar to how the need for resources prompts people to engage with redstone. But how can we make this gameplay loop separation happen? I have two words: Vault Hunters. This is how you make good PvE in Minecraft. What is Vault Hunters? It's a mod pack where you open portals into a dungeon dimension, where you kill monsters, loot chests, find and upgrade weapons and armor. You earn skill points to gain new combat abilities, and you collect rare resources used in building your overworld base. And here is the main part. This PvE progression lasts for months or even years. Not for a week at most, like in vanilla. You might argue that it doesn't sound like Minecraft you are familiar with. And that is the point. Games with good combat are built entirely around it. Why would you expect Minecraft to be magically good at PvE without major reworks? But because Minecraft is a game with such a diverse community playing the game for very diverse sets of reasons, we shouldn't force PvE onto everyone, and Minecraft forces it currently, which is why it should be an optional dungeon dimension with a mostly self-contained loop. There is one thing to not take from Vault Hunters. the base building progression in that mod pack is strictly tied to running dungeons. It works for the mod pack because launching it instead of vanilla is already an act of volition, but in the context of making your own adventure in vanilla, engaging with the dungeon dimension shouldn't be the only way to obtain resources tied to the long-term survival loop. Come to think of it, my idea for the end update closely resembles the dungeon dimension, but with more features connected to the main gameplay loop. As I've said earlier, nobody is really excited to fight mobs during your normal long-term survival activities, because that's not what you do said activities for. So, I propose making hostile mobs exclusive to hostile locations, the Nether, the dungeon dimension, certain caves and hostile structures, like mansions, outposts and witch huts. Maybe partially the end, but it depends on what the end update will be about. And no, I do not ignore what the PvP community, minigames, wants from Mojang. As someone who used to work for minigame servers for several years, I have a lot to say both as a player and as a developer. I will make a video about it very soon. TM. But in my next combat video, we're going to explore the gear progression. Weapons, armor, tools, abilities, etc. In my opinion, the enchantment system is awful. Just think of it, this system is a no-brainer. Just put every single buff on every single item you can, and you are golden! Diamonden? Netheriten?